Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now, as you guys know, lately I've been making a lot of commentary videos talking about different topics to do with Overwatch, and I've really enjoyed making those. In fact, I probably like making those a lot more than putting out regular gameplays. So today I thought I'd do another one and talk about the state of Overwatch as it is and why I think so many players are quitting the game. Now, it is almost 1 o'clock where I live, and I have to wake up in a couple of hours to go to work, so if I sound like a mess, then I apologize in advance. And as always, if you don't like my videos, if you don't like my voice, then just save yourself some time and just don't watch. So where should we start? I guess at the center of this whole discussion is that Overwatch is becoming too competitive of a game. And by doing that, I feel like it's neglecting a lot of the game's core fanbase, which is the more casual players that were there from the inception and the release of the game. When Overwatch was first released, this really wasn't a problem because there was so much content, so much stuff to look forward to. You know, every event, every new release felt like such a huge moment. But as time went on, I felt like hype has really died down for every new thing that comes out. For example, the release of Brigida, the latest Blackwatch Retribution event, I just feel like the hype has died down so quickly, which wasn't the case around a year and a half ago. And I feel like this has partly been due to how much time and resources Blizzard has put into making Overwatch a more competitive game and a better esports title, you know, with how much effort they're putting into the Overwatch League, as well as numerous hero changes and reworks. Which is great, you know, because it gives the more competitive players an incentive to continuously improve at the game and really, you know, keep them invested in Overwatch over the next couple of years. But at the same time, and I hope I don't sound too harsh in saying this, I feel like it's sucking the fun out of the game for the more casual player. Even though the core gameplay is fun, I feel like Overwatch hasn't changed at all over the past 2 years, and it feels like there's nothing for players to work towards outside of competitive. I mean, the only thing that you can unlock is basically new cosmetic items, and when you've played the game for like 2 years, you've pretty much unlocked everything you wanted anyway, so there's not really an incentive to play the game outside of competitive, if that makes sense. So what does this mean for someone who's basically happy with the rank they've achieved, they're not aspiring to climb any higher? Well, it means that eventually they're going to burn out and they're not going to find the game as fun or exciting to play. And I think this is why so many of the OG, well, I call them OG Overwatch YouTubers that we know, such as like Mizelk, Zilbrad, you know, and their gang, as well as people like DSP Stanky, they've basically all quit Overwatch for other games. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but for me, I just feel like even when they add new maps or characters or modes, it just doesn't seem like enough. So you guys might be wondering, well, why are you still playing the game? Why are you still making Overwatch videos if you say it's not fun anymore? Don't get me wrong, I love Overwatch and I get a thrill when I play competitive. It's just that sometimes, you know, I burn out and I feel like watching Overwatch is more fun than actually playing the game. And you guys know me, I like never play quick play because I just feel like, as I said, I feel like there's nothing to work towards. It's just like pointless fun if you have friends. Now, I haven't even touched upon the toxicity of the community in competitive, okay? And I'm not going to talk about it because people are going to be like, you only get toxic games because you're a support main. But we all know that's not true. Everyone gets toxic games, and that's just something else to consider that, you know, detracts from the Overwatch experience. And even though I mentioned that competitive is where most of the incentive to play the game is at, there are a lot of problems with competitive as well that really make it not fun or enjoyable to play at times. Putting toxicity aside, I think my biggest issue with competitive is the matchmaking, and I know that Blizzard has had a really difficult time trying to tweak it and make it better and better every season, which I applaud them for. But it's undeniable that matchmaking is just really bad at times. For example, when you get like multiple people who main the same hero on your team, whereas the other team has a completely balanced roster of players. Or even just the fact that there are so many smurfs, so many alternate accounts in the system, that it's like half the time you're getting matched against people who shouldn't even be playing at that ranked anyway. So the games are automatically skewed and unfair to a particular team's favor. And what makes this problem even worse is that a lot of the times these players who are playing on Smurf accounts would pick heroes they don't normally play, and play them in very questionable ways, and I know for a fact that this is a big issue on console. Honestly, I agree with a lot of what people are already saying in terms of implementing, a role select system or having a guild system, just to give people more incentive to sort of band together and actually play the game properly in an organized guild, and just to have the matchmaking work a little bit better. To be real, however, I don't really care about competitive that much, but these would still be nice changes to see. At the end of the day, my biggest gripe really is back to that point that there's just not much to work towards in Overwatch, and not much has changed either. Even if we're talking just purely about cosmetic rewards, I feel like there's so much that could be done. For example, customizable weapon skins, or like customizable player pieces that you can mix and match. But even then, I feel like the gameplay it gets repetitive and stale after a certain point, and that needs to change. Blizzard needs to find a way to implement new playstyles for people to look forward to and keep them interested. Otherwise, people are just going to stop playing the game altogether and leave for another game such as Fortnite, which is what has been happening a lot lately. Anyway guys, that's it for today's video. As you can tell by now, I sound like a zombie and I need to go to sleep. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and have a good day or good night wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one.